Woke, or wokeness, is a term that inspires insufferable levels of glee in some people and plunges others into the depths of despair, because it usually means you're conversing with one of the aforementioned people. Let's take a closer look at the toll this wokeness crusade is having on our media. Now, I'm not against representation in films and television. I think it can really add to a story, introducing new layers that wouldn't normally be there, but I think we've gone too far down what I will call the Corbin Path. I've struggled to find any television programmes that were created recently where a white man is cast in a favourable light, and if there is, then he's usually killed off shortly afterwards. I would use Chris Chibnall's abomination that he heretically called Doctor Who as an example of what I mean, but as the BBC are extremely draconian with copyright strikes with videos even showing screenshots of their material, I'll use others. Considering it's our licence fee paying for the damn show, you'd think it'd give us a little bit of leeway. But that's a rant for another time. It's even gotten to the point where leftists, and whichever group they're pandering to in the moment, has gotten annoyed with the extreme level of patronising. I would like to present to the court the following clip from some US drama.
Oh, damn. Oh.
Form a wall!
Now, regular people didn't like this scene because it was cringy as hell, leftists didn't like it because of the disgusted look on the firefighters' faces, and Muslims were saying the removal of hijabs shouldn't be romanticised, with one commenter even saying she can go swimming without hers coming off. But don't worry, they choose to wear it, because this is the face of somebody that has a choice. It baffles me why writers include this nonsense in their shows, because no matter how much they pander to the far left, it will never be enough. They will find something to complain about because that's what they do. They moan and complain, and if there is nothing, they'll make something. Take Graham Linehan, for example. He tried to placate and pander to the far left and went on a campaign against Count Dankula, which was very trendy to do at the time. But inevitably, as always happens, they turned on him for standing up for something that he believed in. And as we all know with the left, no one is allowed to think for themselves, especially not an evil white man. And now he's a victim of cancel culture, losing friends, work, and even getting an official warning from the police for internet word crimes, which, I have to be honest, is a delicious bit of irony considering he contributed to this environment of censorship that he's now fallen victim to. I have absolutely no idea why businessmen in control of these companies keep pouring money into the financial black hole that it is. I mean, let's look at the Ghostbusters franchise. The original made nearly 10 times its original budget. Its sequel made over 8 times its budget, but the woke feminist all-female version made less than twice its budget. You could argue that the woke mess had a much larger budget, which is true, but it also made less in the box office than the original in 1984. Now for some real fun. Marvel kicked a real hornet's nest when they attempted to appease the rabid left with their new line of superheroes, which included these two. And frankly, I can't find anyone who likes the idea of them. Regular people don't like it because it makes us cringe so hard we'll do ourselves a mischief, and snowflakes don't like it because it's a bit too close to home. Every criticism you can imagine has been levelled against it. From them choosing to call this girl, who's obviously a girl but uses non-binary to sound cool and different, Snowflake, the theme of her being blue for some reason which escapes me, all the way to attacking the race of the creators, which is obviously fine because they're white. Oh, and straight too. That matters for some reason. But I think I prefer the Wokeness Brigade creating their own awful characters rather than forcing already established characters and series to change to fit the agenda of the current writing team. We can look into every single area of media and see something that SJWs have ruined and corrupted, be it video games, films, television or comics. And generally SJWs are extremely proud of themselves for achieving this, even if they'll deride the individual examples for not doing enough. But these people, the executives in charge of media companies, they're not champions of your cause. You're a novelty to them, trotting you out like a circus freak because they think you're what people want to see. And I'm hoping soon the novelty will wear off. It's absurd that these days inclusive representation has become synonymous with no whites. Given the countries that these films are produced by and made for are majority white countries, representation should be proportional to the population you're marketing to. How many people have complained that Bollywood is too Indian, or samurai films don't have enough trans characters? These complaints are always levelled one way, and the reason is because we just accept it. And we shouldn't. You give these people an inch and they will take a mile. It seems the way to success is to completely and utterly ignore everything these idiots say, because the craziest part of any movement is always the loudest. And unfortunately, that's what companies hear. It's why Gillette's shares have absolutely tanked when they released their woke advert. I could easily bang on about this topic for a very long time. I might do other videos focusing in on more specific areas, but for now I think we've got my point across, which is, yeah, wokeness has ruined a lot of stuff. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and as always, thank you for your time.